Alright guys, so I kind of wanted to do a topic on the new in-canon origin for Red Sabers. Now, keep in mind this is the new canon that is being brought in the new Ahsoka novel, which will explain what happened to Ahsoka after the time she left up until she became Fulcrum in Star Wars Rebels. Now, keep in mind this is the new canon, and originally, let's talk. If you don't know what the in the previous canon was for Red Sabers, here I'm going to give you a quick exposition for that. The reason why in the original canon there were Red Sabers was because they were the Sith constructed red kyber crystals, and they represented your selfishness, your hatred towards the world, your rage, your anger. And Red Sabers, these red synthetic kyber crystals, were actually stronger than the blue and the Jedi used, the kyber crystals the Jedi used for their sabers. So that was kind of the big reason why they were all red, because of this, even though they were synthetic, they actually produced a stronger red beam. Now, that was the previous canon. That is no longer the canon here. Let's talk about the new canon. Now, the new canon is that basically when a Jedi turns to the dark side, whether they be a dark Jedi or Sith, they basically have to go out and steal, when Sith are rebuilding their lightsabers, they have to go out and steal a kyber crystal, because kyber crystals in this new canon is that the kyber crystal chooses its master. The crystal chooses a Jedi to use to be built. That's how Ezra got his blue saber initially. I don't even know how he got the green saber, but yeah, that's how he kind of got the blue saber, because through the Force, the kyber crystal chooses its master. But however, Sith don't have that connection to the dark side. They don't have that kind of specific connection to the Force anymore. And when they go out and steal a kyber crystal, it instead the dark side they have inside of them bleeds into their saber, and thus causes it to turn red. So it kind of corrupts the kyber crystal. Now, on one side, I like the idea. I really do. I really do like the idea of, okay, this kind of follows that, because kyber crystals are always connected through the Force. So that makes sense that much like how a Jedi is corrupted by the dark side, so is their crystal to their saber. I do like that. I really do. But at the same time, I want to talk about something real quick. I do want to bring up something real quick in this. And keep in mind, I do like the idea of, Force corruption does affect Force-sensitive objects, so it would make sense that Force corruption would affect a kyber crystal. However, I do want to bring up one thing that that should have happened, that if that's the case, I want to bring up one major malfactor in this this new canon, and it pertains to Revenge of the Sith. When Anakin went completely shit, when he turned to the dark side, and he was still using his blue saber, the blue saber, by all intents and purposes, the dark side that he was feeling inside of him should have corrupted his being as well as his saber, thus turning it red. But on the other hand, we wouldn't have had Luke's lightsaber, and the only explanation I can fathom from the only thing I can fathom from this new canon and why Anakin's saber didn't turn red was because he wasn't holding it that long. It could have been for several hours at least. We don't know exactly how long the Force corruption of a kyber crystal how long the Force corruption of a kyber crystal needs before the crystal starts bleeding and the saber turns red. I don't know exactly the exact length of it. It could be instantaneous. It could be it could take a little while. So that's the one thing that kind of bothered me, is that if that's the case, why didn't Anakin's saber turn red? But on the other hand, the explanation could be, he wasn't holding it that long, so when he turned to the dark side, the Force corruption in his body wasn't moving as fast, so it wasn't corrupting his lightsaber at the same rate. That's the only thing I can fathom. Again, I don't think the novel's out yet. I think it isn't yet. I think it is. But the I haven't read the novel yet, and the explanation just was revealed to the internet, so I just figured, that's an interesting piece. That is an interesting piece. But yeah, again, I do like the idea of it, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, well, if that's the case, episode 3's got something wrong. It's actually kind of funny because I was talking, when I heard about this news, I was with Sid Part 2 and Rasco, when I heard, and we talked about this subject, and Rasco brought up a good point that that basically Lego Star Wars did it first, because apparently, I've never played Lego Star Wars, but apparently in Lego Star Wars, when you play as Anakin in the game, the lightsaber goes out and then comes back as red. So I guess the author of the Ahsoka novel was like, hey, that's a good idea. That's the only thing I can fathom from it. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is apparently the new in-canon origin for why Sith have red sabers. Again, I do like it because it does do the whole Force corruption thing. So I really do like it. I really do like it. But I will openly admit that there are some flaws to this. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think of the new Star Wars canon for Red Sabers? Do you guys like the idea? Do you guys hate it? Do you want it? Did you prefer the synthetic crystals? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.